the Ministry, Secretary, Department of Financial Services, the Chief Secretary of Sikkim, the Chief of NABARD, representatives of the various public sector banks and state cooperative banks, the Vice Chancellor, who incidentally is also here on a project of Sikkim University, the beneficiaries who received the various assistance which is so required to run the businesses, invited guests and also the media. As ministers in the Union Cabinet, most of us do go to different parts of the country to make sure that the schemes which are designed for reaching the people who so deserve it, and also through that, many small economic activities which are being undertaken are also receiving the assistance, not just the big ones, in order that the economy has a wholesome, well spread out growth, and in which the people's own enterprises are also supported by the policy of the government. We all go to different parts of the country, but it gives me immense pleasure to come to Sikkim, because this is what I feel, understated state. Meaning, you have so much to say, but yet not much is being said about it. So when you come and really see the kind of quiet work which is happening there, it is so motivating. It is such an inspiration. It's of course a state endowed with a lot of natural beauty, and tourism is a natural trigger for people to come here and spend money. But beyond that, the people's own enterprise in remote parts of the state, and those enterprises which are very well suited for local conditions, doesn't expect to bring raw materials from some thousands of kilometers away, using local raw materials and producing products which are going to be ready for the market anywhere in the world, and adapting to standards which will be so required for consumers from different parts of the world who look for certain things in particular, are all being reflected in the kind of products which were displayed in the stalls in the morning that I visited. And for that one product to even reach some of the Western markets, not that I take them as the final certifying authorities for our products, but who have that purchasing power and who can anyway buy things which are produced in different parts of the world. But in that, Sikkim's products also finding a listing and also finding a place for them to choose to go and buy, like they would buy a product from Peru, or the handcrafted products of Peru or Chile, or some islands from the Pacific Ocean. Today, Sikkim, which is a beautiful Himalayan state, also finds a product reaching. So that is the way we have entered into markets which are very far-flung and which is not possible for a small entrepreneur somewhere in the corner of Sikkim to reach. Today, that has been enabled, and enabled through technology which gives you the platform through which you can access them, and also the NABARD-like institutions which are agents of change being funded by the government. NABARD is entirely government of India. Now if it is able to, through its staff and also through the staff who are equally motivated, to go to the farthest point and see what is it that is required, and to then give them some kind of assistance, so that where there is a possible viability, the finance reaches us well. if I'm impressed by that first stall into which I went and then saw what they produce, unique coarse wool with which they are making very good products now. They presented me with a jacket which I wore and walked down the MG road. But equally impressive was this attempt to go to a cluster of villages in the Nepal border, Sikkim-Nepal border, and encourage them to do such activities which will help in the local, I think dairy, he said. Dairy, where are you fully seated? That Sikkim-Nepal border wala. I don't, okay. No, I think that's the person. Yeah, it is here now. For, what is the product you said over here? Press the button there for the mic and speak into the mic. Yes.
Hello. QB product. QB.
Kiwi as
QB
fruit.
product. Yes.
Oh right,
Fruits.
okay. Fruits, yes, as kiwi. Thank you, thank you. So for institution which is Government of India, which you tend to think Delhi based. But for NABARD to have come that far to understand the importance of the work which is going on there and to fund it speaks how under the Government of India with Prime Minister Modi, every institution reflects the policy of the government, and that policy is Sabka Saath, Sabka Vikas. It is not just for things around Delhi or big metropolitans like Mumbai or Hyderabad or Bengaluru. NABARD moves to villages which are even in the far-flung areas. Today, standing in Gangtok, I'm happy to say they have reached the borders with Nepal and some remote villages in Sikkim which are not very easily accessible, but yet very enterprising people live there and serve their local communities for whom Sabka Saath should serve. And that exactly is what is being proven by the way in which we have extended those schemes which are meant for all people, particularly those who live in far-flung areas and small businesses. So I'm happy that this type of NABARD is reaching to the people it so deserves. And also I understand from the state government, from the Honorable Chief Minister, that he is giving a special incentive for improving dairy sector in Sikkim. That also helps in the local economy, the nutrition requirement of the people, and the value-added products which can give jobs, and value-added products outcome which can actually reach other areas which so require. And therefore that step of the Honorable Chief Minister is very welcome. In this budget also we are giving a lot of importance for multi-state, multi-purpose cooperatives. I see NABARD having already moved into the area of multi-purpose cooperatives. You would have known that the Cooperatives Ministry in Government of India was separately started by Prime Minister Modi, and the Cooperatives Ministry is looking at a massive setting up of multi-state, multi-purpose cooperatives, which will at a time help dairy farmers who will be members of those multi-state cooperatives, at the same time equally help woolen workers with the woolen handicrafts or goods that are made. Yesterday there was a lady entrepreneur who was talking about carpet making and also of pottery. All these activities can be helped through the cooperative movement, where every member of the cooperative tends to receive benefits, and also the way in which the current scheme which has been envisaged in this budget is for these cooperatives also to be building huge storage capacities, not one size fits all. What is going to be built in Tumkuru, in Bengaluru, or near Bengaluru, or what is being built in, let us say, in a village in Chaibasa. No, it is going to be tailored to the requirement of the local cooperatives. So what you would need in, for instance, say Mangal, may not be what you want to do in, let us say, somewhere close to Gangtok. But each cooperative will be allowed to build that storage which is so required for the products of that area. So the farmers who produce them can keep it stored in these capacities, which the multi-state, multi-purpose cooperatives will be given facility to build. And those products can be taken out as and when the farmer wants, when he thinks he's getting better price. And therefore take it out and through the e-portals, electronic portals, be able to sell to whichever area, whichever state, whichever country, where you get a better price. So the decision will be of the farmer to take his stock out whenever he wants from that massive cooperative facility that we are going to create all over the country. And I'm sure Sikkim, which is already well tied in with the NABARD, will be able to get benefit from this year's budget announcement that cooperatives, multi-state cooperatives will be set up where there are no multi-state cooperatives. They will be multi-purpose in nature. They will also have the facility to create storage capacity within their cooperatives' purview. And then the member farmers, therefore, farmers, artisans, whoever, will be benefiting as per their choice. So this is what is being promoted through the Cooperatives Ministry, Government of India, by the announcement which has been made in this budget. And I am sure, therefore, with the Chief Minister and the Chief Secretary of the State Sikkim listening to this, you will readily make sure you work together with NABARD-like institution to ensure that a properly well-structured multi-state cooperative is established in each area where there is a need and where there are people ready to become part of this, and then expand the movement for deriving other benefits, whether it is for loans, whether it is for your seed capital, whether it is for storage, and so on. So that is one of the announcements in the budget. The other major announcement, and I said this yesterday, I repeat it today. I'm very glad to see substantial women participation in every activity which is happening here, economically. This budget announces that for the self-help groups of women, and if I remember the data right, about 81 lakh SHG groups are there all over the country. Whatever that number is for Sikkim, these self-help groups also now will be provided with professional help to market your product, to brand your product, and also to manage your books professionally, so that you stand up to every kind of quality measure which is so important, and your product therefore will receive that quality standards so that it can reach any market anywhere. So self-help groups will have to decide for themselves what is that activity they want to engage in. It could just be a product, or meaning manufacturing a product, or it can be even services. Now I'll take the example here of one of them who received a loan. May not be an SHG, may be an individual who's doing it, but worth considering for an SHG. And what is it? Training people as nurses or common helps, in the sense of professionally trained assistant for a household. It could be elder care, geriatric care. It could be medically trained care for people who are receiving home treatment. It could be any such a thing. So if the SHG itself takes upon itself saying, we will train people. So we are not only looking at the women's self-help groups for producing achars and papads. Yes, you want to do that, you can still do that. But you can also train people for services. So women's help, self-help group will receive all kinds of, from obtaining your raw products efficiently, quality of the raw products, then manufacturing, adding value to it, and looking at the way in which you want to brand it, at the same time simultaneously keeping the book of accounts clean, transparent and so on, and then finding markets. So one, I said cooperatives. Two, I'm saying that the budget has envisaged that women's development SHG groups will be given every assistance so that they become empowered to themselves to be able to do what they want and add to the economy of the country. So both these announcements, I think, will benefit people from Sikkim, women in particular. But a third important announcement, again from this budget, is PM Vikas scheme, which is Vishwakarma scheme. Now, Vishwakarma is a generic word we've used to denote those people who work with their hands and create something useful. You may use minor tools as well, whether you're creating carpets, whether you're making wonderful pottery, whether you're making items which are so beautifully depictive of your culture, all of which are seen as creative arts, producing things, and therefore the PM Vikas scheme also will be something which will be able to help people doing those activities. Kisan credit card and other things are already there. We will still continue with them. Those schemes also will help farmers to earn better incomes and so on. And I know the data is available, but I'm not reading out. Even PM Kisan Samman Nidhi, which probably today or tomorrow PM is releasing one more tranche of payment, will help small farmers to have some cash in their hand. So like that, in order that the principle of Sabka Saath, Sabka Vikas, Sabka Vishwas and Sabka Prayas really plays out, since 2014 till today, strands and strands of programs have been coming out from the Government of India, all of which are reaching the ultimate beneficiary, who are citizens of this country but who have been so denied benefits which can otherwise reach them over the years. So with all these schemes, we want to make sure that the development, as I said earlier, is wholesome, everybody gets their benefits. But more focused is the importance being given for the aspirational districts. I understand in Sikkim we have one of them, where every program of the government will have to reach saturation. In the sense, PM Awas Yojana, if there is a beneficiary living in that district, aspirational district, but has not received the Awas Yojana, it has to reach there. If there are 1, 2, 5, it doesn't matter. Everybody who is eligible for that scheme should get it. So whether it is Awas, whether it is Swachh Bharat Abhiyan, toilets being built in the house, whether it is Bijli, whether it is Har Ghar Nal Se Jal, whether that is the program we're talking about, whether it is the Ayushman Bharat card, whether it is the Jeevan Bima Yojana or Suraksha Bima Yojana, each one of them will have to reach every beneficiary in that aspirational district, which is considered to be less developed compared to the rest of the districts in this state. So we are focusing on that. And the last thing which I'll say, and for your consideration and leave it at that to conclude my speech, is there is a very big emphasis being given to those border villages, which are being called as vibrant villages. Vibrant villages are those villages which are very close to international borders, where people sometimes, like I've seen it with my own eyes, in borders in Uttarakhand, which also has a border with Nepal, with Tibet as much as you are. People migrating from there down to the plains to live in cities, but their establishments there are all getting dilapidated. Their elders seem to be living alone. So if there are no opportunities in those villages, or if there are no connectivity to those villages do suffer. So what we have done in this budget and earlier, but more particularly since last budget, is in the name of vibrant villages. We want to get again, like the way we are doing in aspiration, make sure that individual beneficiaries get everything that they deserve to get. But common facilities like roads, optical fiber connections, wellness centers for medical and well-being, schools, proper fitted schools, panchayat places, also the common service centers through which internet related activities, application for passports, all of this should reach every vibrant village. And us ministers have been very clearly told that each one of you will go to a border village, which is the vibrant village, and ensure that all this is not remaining in paper, but it should go to the ground. Now I have chosen to go to Lachen, and I will definitely spend time to see if the border village there gets all these facilities. So I also realize it won't be achieved in one visit. Therefore, I will have to commit to come again if it is not completed. So I do that as well. But the idea is we need to have border villages better connected, better equipped, so that whether it's the elder citizen or the youth, they should have enough incentives to be in their place. Welcome to move where they want. But it should not be a move because I don't have facility. Basically, every facility is given for you also as well. But you're welcome to choose your career wherever you want. But you shouldn't leave your village just because it's dilapidated, it has no roads, it has no phone, it has no internet, which is available everywhere else. Why not here? So that is exactly what we're focusing on. There are ever many more things to say, but I'm impressed by the entrepreneurship. I wish the women all the success. I wish all those young people who are doing things here in their surroundings and making sure that you're creating livelihoods around you so that you can help others and others can help the state to grow as well. So thank you very much.
नागालैंड स्टेट डियर 200 मंथली लॉटरी
पहिलो पुरस्कार 1,25,00,000 ग्यारेन्टीड पुरस्कार
टिकटको मूल्य 200 रुपैयाँ
पहिलो पुरस्कार केवल बिक्रीबाट टिकटहरूबाट